Dude, so that last episode that we just wait, it's out now. That last episode, dude, I was laughing editing it.
Oh yeah.
So you gotta watch it because I think the final result's pretty good.
Okay.
But for those of you who are watching this now, you should go back and watch the last one. It's probably I think that's one of my favorite ones. That's pretty funny, dude.
You sent it to me, and I didn't have time to view it. Usually I view it.
Right.
Not like we make any edits, but like to where to put the links and when on iCards, just for links. Right. And I didn't even view it. I just posted it. So, maybe I'll watch it later.
Well, it was like an hour and 10.
Really?
Hour man. So I got it down, but I did leave the skunk story in there at the end.
Oh, see, I don't even know what was in it,
I forget until I listen to it. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh,
dude.
Oh, that's a good story for sure.
Well, guys, Matt sent me some stuff.
Oh, yeah. Open it up.
I got stickers from Matt.
Whoa, big sticker.
Dude, huge sticker. Jackie was like, where are you going to put that? I was like, I don't know, but they're awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, this is like good quality too, man.
So that's from Sticker Mule.
Okay, I've used them.
Yeah.
It's like dense. It's like a dense sticker.
Yeah.
At least it seems that way.
I needed some for my blast cabinet, so that's why I bought it.
It's also dope because it's like kind of like a matte color.
Yeah.
Like MATTE.
Yeah, I get you. Not glossy.
Right.
Yeah.
And I got Matt's beer.
Oh, all right.
So I'm going to give it its best shot. Moon Man.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Only in Wisconsin. Hey-ya! And I'm going to give it the IPA glass.
Oh, okay.
So thank you, Matt, for sending me this awesome stuff. Matt sent me a bunch of beer to try. Some of them we have here.
Okay, which ones?
We have Lagunitas here.
Okay.
So that's from California, I think.
Right.
I haven't had the one that it's like a day drinker IPA or something like that.
Okay.
And then you sent me some tall one. There's a tall one in there.
Yeah, that's Goose Island. Do you have that?
Goose Island. Yep, we can get Goose Island here.
Okay.
Again, I might have had that one. I can't remember, but we can get Goose Island, but we can't get the Moon Man. So I'm pumped.
Okay, what about the that green can? What the hell was it? It was
I have never seen that one before.
Yeah, so that's the Chicago brewery.
Sweet.
Oh my God, what Revolution. Anti-hero.
Yeah, so I'm gonna save that one. Maybe.
Yeah.
2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
But Moon Man. Cheers, Matt. That's really good.
Yeah.
It's really light. And it's not like a grapefruit rind. What do they classify this as? Is it an IPA or?
Yeah. I think it says No Coast Pale Ale. I don't know what that means.
Okay. It's pale ale.
I mean,
really good, man. I was expecting it to be like super riney.
No.
I didn't look at the can too close.
Yeah.
But it's only sold in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Employee owned. Have you ever met these people?
No, I've been meaning to go to the brewery and take a tour. It's a really cool,
you should.
Scenic location and all that. And this guy whipped up this recipe like in his kitchen. So it's pretty cool. I was watching it on like some show of how this guy came up with this recipe or whatever. So it's pretty cool.
I'm a fan, man.
Yeah, it's good.
Those are kind of dangerous because they're like pretty light.
Yeah, but it's what 5.5%, 6.5%. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but it's enough.
Good beer, man. It's a solid day drinking beer.
Yeah,
solid.
Yeah,
solid. Well, anything else? Oh, Matt. The world also wants to know.
Okay.
If money was not an option, okay, didn't matter. What do you think would be 2 bikes you would want to own?
Oh man, I would want my 86 GSXR 750 back.
Ooh, okay. Mint condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I just that was my first bike when I was 18, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
Obviously that thing isn't worth a lot, but
hey, dude.
I like that bike, the old Suzuki bikes, dude.
Okay, there's one.
Then I would like Jay Leno.
I have my microphone like this. Like some that.
Nice nose.
Sorry.
I would like Jay Leno's jet bike.
Oh yeah.
With the helicopter engine in it. I'll take that thing.
That thing is what was it? Was it modeled after the Ducati? Like they use like the frame, like or like the fairings or something. It might have been a Blackbird. Some bike is what they crammed it into, and like it wasn't all just like maybe it was. For some reason, I thought like he used a certain like the resemblance of another bike. But that's cool. So 2 sport bikes.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. How about you?
2 bikes. Money wasn't an option or an issue. I'd probably like to have. This is a big one. I'd probably buy one of the 2017, 2018 Gold Wings. I wouldn't buy one of the newer ones.
Okay.
It would be the full package, so GPS, all that stuff, just so I can take trips with Jackie, because the Gold Wing is just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like riding a couch, dude.
Yeah.
I can't see you on a Gold Wing though, man.
Dude, me neither. But I ride them all the time, dude.
Yeah,
I have to. So
right.
They're awesome. They're awesome. I definitely do not knock them. And then it's tough, dude. I'd probably have to say, I think the Africa Twin would be pretty sweet. The Africa Twin or some type of adventure bike. So
yeah,
like something that I can just do whatever with, like go on the road, go off the road for a little bit, whatever. Like I wouldn't go old for like a WR 400, even though they're awesome, but like probably something new, probably like an Africa Twin or like one of the CB 700. Like they have a what's it called? It's called a CX. No, it's not. They have a new VFR 700, I believe, or a V. Man, I am unprepared.
For your own question.
NX 700, NX 700V.
Okay.
And that's a pretty cool miniature Africa Twin style bike. So yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to do like some trips or adventure riding someday. I mean, that'd be awesome.
That would be go moto camping.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Get out and ride.
Yep.
Do you ever read the book Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance? Did you ever hear of that book?
Nope.
I think that's the title, something like that. Anyway, it's about. Anyway, the guy in the story is like a mechanic, and he's riding this motorcycle across the country or something, and he's working on his motorcycle, and his partner that he's riding with just has just the shop do it, and he's oblivious to like things in life and like common sense things. So that's what this book is about. But it's awesome because like he's like, oh, I'm adjusting the tappets, and I had to put in different jets because I was climbing altitude and this and that, and it was like, I found that interesting, but it was also like the Zen type of shit in life. So
for sure. That's so that's a book.
Yeah,
cool.
You should read it.
Are you a reader?
I try to. I come and go.
Okay.
With books, but
I'd like to try to read more.
Yeah, it's good for you, man.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Lots of knowledge out there.
Yep.
So, what's going on, everybody? Cody from Motorcycle MD with my buddy Matt from How to Motorcycle Repair. This is a channel that we have collaborated on together to hopefully answer some questions that you guys might have about your motorcycles, ATVs, scooters, doesn't really matter. Matt, how do they get a hold of us? Let them know.
So the email address where you should submit your tech questions to is askbrokenmoto@gmail.com. So in the subject, put the year, make, and model. In the description, put the mileage, and just be descriptive on what's going on with your bike, and share some pictures and videos. That definitely helps a bunch.
Big time. We had some good pictures on this episode, so especially that Elsinore.
Yeah. Yeah. He needs a lot of work.
Well, yeah. So I will start this episode off, Matt, with the CB900F questionnaire that I put 2 episodes ago. We got some responses.
Yeah.
And we got a winner, people. We got a winner.
Someone's getting what are they getting again?
They're getting a Moto MD t-shirt.
Nice.
Of their choosing. I'm not wearing one now, but I'll put a link in the description if you want to check them out. But yeah, so I'm not going to re-roll the videos. At a 900F that ran like crap. Pulled the carbs off, opened the bowls up, immediately found the issue. We got a bunch of responses. I'm going to go through them real quick. Just give you guys a shout out for even trying to plug in and answer the question right. I have abbreviated your guys' last names to keep your anonymity. Chris Fez. If you looked at the carb float bowls and saw the issue immediately, then the float height was off or floats cracked, making it run rich. Wrong, but good guess, Chris. Mike, after viewing the information and your 2 tips, I will say that I believe your floats are not actuating correctly, possibly caused by a corroded float. Seems like the higher RPMs, the higher the fuel consumption, and it wasn't opening the fuel inlet enough to keep up with the demand. I'm really new to doing my own work, so I'm excited about finding the actual answer. This was just my best guess from the knowledge I have at this time. Hope you guys have a great night. Mike, great try, but it's wrong as well. I did clean the carbs out, so if I open it up and saw a corroded float seat, I'd be pissed. Matthew Woolley, I'll call him. My guess, stuck float. Good guess, wrong answer. Ace Dog, I think you found a problem with one or more of the float needle, float level, or needle. Thank you guys for the show. Ace, good guess, wrong. Ryan A. Hi, Cody. Taking a wild guess here. If I don't even know if it's possible to still get the bowl back on. Wait, and I don't even know if it's possible to still get the bowl back on. My guess is that the float was installed upside down. A lot of float inquiries.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. Thank you all. Thanks for all the videos. I enjoy watching you and Matt noodle things out and learn a lot on the journey. Great guess, Ryan. Incorrect. And you wouldn't be able to check float height if the float was upside down. It would just be like cocked full down. So good guess. Could happen on maybe a really jacked up float if someone bent the mess out of it. Calvin N. Answer. Sticking float bowl. This is my guess. I feel like multiple things could cause it. Let me get the gamer. I haven't read this one yet. Let me get the gamer tag. Oh, okay. I barely play, but when I do, we can squat up. Squat up, Calvin. Awesome videos. Keep the series going. I have a 1981 Honda CM400C. Heck yeah, Calvin. I will definitely email you my gamer tag, and we will be nerds together. Last and final inquiry. Wait, was it an inquiry? No, it'd be a submission, not an inquiry, right? Yeah, inquiry. My guess for the issue with the 900, this is coming to us from Chucky L, is that the jet had come loose from the carb. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding. Nailed it. Chucky, great job. It was very simple, very simple. And obviously it was something that I did wrong. I didn't check all of, that was the only one. There was there's like 3 jets in each carb, all removable. Out of all of them, what's 3 times 4? 16? No.
12.
12. Out of 12 jets, I got 1 loose, and it fell out. I opened the bowl up, and I saw it right there laying on the bottom. It was cylinder 2.
It was the main jet, right?
It was the main jet. And the main jet was just laying right in the bottom of the bowl. And I've seen it before, and I've fixed that problem before on many carbs that come in. But
man, I've never seen that happen.
Really?
Nor has it ever happened to me. And I don't go crazy tight on those jets. I just give it a
Mhm.
little snug, and they just sit there.
I think what happens sometimes is, like, if I'm rolling, cleaning the carb out, and I start putting jets in by hand,
yeah.
I'll like tighten. Now, like, I'll just like skip one on accident, and I'll just kind of keep rolling because it feels tight or whatever. I think that might have been what happened, but
Gotcha.
dude, I've seen it. I've definitely taken it. I've definitely done a carb clean, taken it out. You're riding it, all of a sudden, boom! It's just like it dies. You're like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
So, one carb, that cylinder was down. That just goes to show you how important each cylinder's role is to allow that bike to run smoothly. Because in the video you see, it just picks right up and just screams. And that's how it should.
Yeah, some people actually even use that as a tuning method. They take the main jets out, and then you can see when it starts to come on.
Oh, there you
So
go.
at 6,000 RPM, that's
it's like backwards diagnosing.
Yeah, like, all right, well, that's when my main jet comes on. So 6,000, a red line, is my tuning in the main jet.
Interesting. I've never heard of that, and that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, just
Cool.
just to know when it's coming on. I mean,
Right.
I've read it in a book. I've actually never done it because
It'd be a lot of work.
It would be
easily get to it,
depending on the bike. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, Chucky, if you're watching this, brother, send me an email. Say, hey, I'm Chucky, and your address, and we'll link up. I'll let you. You can look at the shirts, or if you go to motorcyclemd.com, go to the products page, or not the products page, the shopping, or no, the apparel page. I don't even know my own website. The apparel site. Look through the shirt. Let me know which one you want. Give me an address, and I'll send it out to you. Thank all you guys for giving me your submissions. You guys were all on the same page telepathically. So good job. But it was not the float. So, Matt, let's go ahead and get this thing rolling.
All right.
Question 1. You want to light us up?
All right. This one is from Scott in Arizona. Hey, guys. I recently picked up a nice, fairly complete 76 Elsinore CR125 that I immediately knew would be worth a full restoration. Bike had fuel, air, spark, but only 75 PSI and would not start. I suspected, kind of like my KX250, I suspected bad crank seal, so I pulled ahead. I did not find any oil under the crank. I also noticed the transmission would not shift correctly, so I decided to jump in full boat and split the cases. Photos attached of how it looked. I knew I was in for numerous nightmarish conditions.
Yeah. I'll run the pictures, or you run the pictures. You just kind of keep talking to it.
Yeah. Upon disassembly of transmission shafts, I noticed the one and only blind bearing in this bike was rusted and would not turn. As I tried to work it to turn with the help of some penetrating oil, the inner cage and bearings just fell out. I'm sure you're going to say that you have left it alone and use a puller in this rusted condition, but since I am now beyond that, the question is, how do I get it out? And this is the outer race. Second problem was trying to get one of the crank bearing holders out. I used an impact screwdriver, but during this loosening process, the bit actually broke off inside the Phillips head. Never had this problem before, and I'll never use a Harbor Freight impact again.
Bingo.
Yeah, I had one of those, actually. I threw it out. Could be an expensive lesson right there unless you guys have a possible solution. Thanks for the advice on this mess of an engine. All right.
Brutal.
Okay, so with that bearing cage, he's referring to a needle bearing, and the cage broke. So I actually have a video on this.
Oh, perfect.
Not with a broken cage or outer race, sorry. But how I removed it is I crushed or dismantled the cage and the needles, and I pulled that all out, and then I used a blind bearing puller on the outer race and yanked it out.
Yeah.
And I put the case on my barbecue grill prior, and I heat up the cases to 200 degrees or whatever. And then that bearing usually comes out pretty easily. So I could share that video with you. I'll leave a video link in the video description. However, your cage broke. So I don't think that may be successful because you're probably going to break the rest of the lip as you try to yank that thing out. I mean, I would try, but you may break the whole goddamn thing. And
Yeah.
I've been in that situation too. So what I did is I actually had a swing arm pivot, same deal, 2 needle bearings on each end.
Okay.
I took it to a machine shop and they used the bushing splitter. So it drives down and it just cuts into the shell, and then you can collapse it and remove it.
Right.
So I don't know if you want to buy a blind bearing puller or not. They're like $50 to $80 for a Tusk version, which I actually have right there. Otherwise, just take it to the machine shop and they'll yank it out for you.
Yeah.
Those are your 2 options for that, I think.
Yeah, no, those are both great options. They do make a puller for it. Yes, it can break through the bearing in that condition. He's going to need to, that trans and all that has to be completely emptied. I mean, he has to take everything. Like, he can't salvage anything without, at least from the bearing point of view in that case. I mean, you guys saw the pictures.
Yeah.
He needs to do some fine cleaning on that stuff. I mean, everything has to come apart. All the gears, everything has to be soaked. Send him off to Matt to get vapor honed. Do something, because it's worthless right now in its condition. Not that the bike's worthless, but in its condition, all the bearings need to come out. Everything, all of it.
Yeah.
Get it cleaned up professionally or something.
So I would recommend, for those gears, they're rusty. I don't know how far gone they are as far as pitting once that rust gets removed. Vapor blasting is a good option. And then another one would be like almost even a super finishing. You know how they like super finish transes and stuff like that?
They'll polish them.
Yeah, they might be able to clean that all up for you. Now, moving on to the stripped Phillips on the bearing holders. So first off, the Harbor Freight Impact, that thing's not that great. You obviously learned that. And those bits aren't JIS.
Yeah.
So I've learned that.
Nor are they hardened.
Yeah. So get one of these bad boys, Vessel.
Oh, yeah. They make good stuff, man.
Yeah. So I bought this one on eBay for like $10, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
How much are they new?
Probably like 80.
Okay.
So this is
which is the minimum you should be paying for your impact drivers.
Yeah. So this is the model 2500. I mean, look on eBay to see if you can get a used one, because sometimes you can get them for $20, $10, like in my case. But I think I just saw the 2500 001. I think it's back for $60 to $80. Vessel brand. It comes with JIS bits, which what you need.
Yep.
And you're good to go. But now that guy's stripped, what I actually have another video. I use an air chisel.
Sweet.
And work that guy off. Like, seriously, dude, like, I use this thing with a chisel bit, and I get in there on the screw, like in the corner. I just go, and I'm able to wrap that guy and break it loose. It's crazy, but it works. And
if you don't have like an air compressor or air chisel, you could sharpen either, like if you have any punches or anything like that, you can get a point on one of those things. Just go after each of the corners, and you're just going to keep hitting it. You can use heat if you want, but you're just going to keep hitting it until that piece, it should come out. Like it's not that it's like in there forever. I wouldn't try drilling it. But you can pop them out. You can pop them out if you try hard enough. Just set the case on a sandbag or on some wood and go after it.
Yep.
And the screw's ruined, so don't think about you trying to reuse the screw.
Yeah, forget that thing.
So who cares how bad the screw gets?
Right.
You can drill up underneath that stupid Phillips head screw and just get a small bit in there. If you have the other ones out, you can see how big the dish is on that on the head of the screw, and then you'll know exactly what size drill bit to use. Obviously, you're trying to go in up underneath it, and then you start like destroying it, and then it will come out. Because the head's what's applying the torque to the threads.
Right.
Not the threads on like thread on thread. It's the head that or I guess holding the torque.
Yeah, there's probably some Loctite on that guy though. So
Potentially,
yeah.
but heat does that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're uncomfortable with anything we talked about, man, a machine shop will do it for like
Yeah, man.
$60. So
Or
you have
6 or 12 pack.
Yeah.
I mean, you find the right people, man. They'll hook you up.
No, but that's a cool bike, man. Those restored are bringing in some money, man.
They
for
are.
Sure.
They are.
So,
They're hard to come by.
Yeah.
I was a little put off. No offense to you, Scott, because I'm all about the projects. But you said I picked up a nice, fairly complete 76, and I looked at the picture and I was like, that thing was on fire. But it's an Elsinore, and it looks like it's all there, believe it or not. I mean, sure, it needs a seat, and a transmission potentially, but I'm pumped for you, Scott. So if any of you guys are working on some project bikes that are decent, bad, horrible, and you pull it out of the Pacific or Atlantic Ocean, give us some pictures of them, because we'd love to see the progress, and we can kind of stretch back to you guys and see how you guys are doing. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. Good answers, Matt. You're just flowing out with like valuable videos for these people right now.
Because I ran into the same thing. So,
and if you break the lip on that bearing, I actually have a video on that.
No, I didn't break the lip. If you do,
okay. Oh, sorry.
Then you got to bust out the bushing splitter.
Yes. Just heat the mess out of that thing.
Yeah.
Heat the mess out of it. Blowtorch.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you blowtorch a case with the bearing in there long enough, the bearing will fall out. I've done it.
Dude, I love this thing, man. First of all, forget propane. Go straight to MAP gas. And then this is the TS 8000. This thing's like...
What is MAP gas?
So MAP gas is, I don't know, but it burns hotter than propane.
Oh.
A lot hotter. And then this tip is just
brutal.
Insane.
I had the same one. I use it to light my my burn barrels. You know, I had David over here last week.
Yeah.
And we did some crazy renovations on the house. Took a 16-foot load bearing wall down and did all kinds of nonsense. And I burned all of it, just about, besides the drywall in that burn barrel. So that reminds me of setting it on fire with gas with that tip. Those things are awesome. But
you just burn all your garbage.
Hey, I mean,
oh man,
if it's wood, if it's wood, I'll rip it. Yeah.
So you had to clean all the drywall off the studs and then
no, I just put it in there, dude.
Oh man.
Wood. I mean, dude, once that fire rips, you can throw whatever you want in there. All you're gonna end up with is just with the remains.
Damn, dude.
A lot of wood though. A lot of wood.
Yeah.
For sure.
I've done a lot of house projects, and man, I can't imagine burning it. I always got dumpsters or whatever and just hauled it away.
Yeah, luckily we have like a bulk pickup here as well.
Oh, okay.
So I was able to throw like a door out there, and like we cut the wall into like sections, like in between the joists, like the part of the wall with the drywall, which was like two like 5/8 pieces of drywall, was thick. We cut it at the joist and between each one, so we're logging out these like, I guess they're like 7-8 foot pieces of wall, and we piled them up, and bulk pickup picks them up. But there's just a lot of wood, all the trim, like tons of trim everywhere, baseboards everywhere.
Yeah. So what are you remodeling? Is that wall between your kitchen and living room or something, or?
Yeah. It was a 16-foot wall that separated the kitchen from the living room, and it just made the kitchen tiny. And we had this nice living space or dining area that we never used because it was just like in front of the house, and we knocked it down, and we put a huge beam up there, 2 by 10 LVL beams on studs down to the floor where the beam is, where the footers are, and did all this. Dude, David's a monster, man. He is an absolute craftsman when it comes to carpentry.
Nice.
Absolute craftsman. And a dude is like, boom, 730, 100 mile an hour. And he's been doing it for like 20 something, 30 years. He's just like, tool belt, boom, let's hammer. I'm like, okay. I'm like, hammer. Bing, 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 bing.
That's hilarious.
It was good though. I mean, put a door in. It's a lot of electrical stuff, and I took the whole week off of work. So I've just been so behind, dude. I'm going on a little mini rant. I'm just so behind in so much stuff. And this week really set me back big time. Yeah. But it had to get done because it was scheduled. You know, it was like one of those things that's like, there's nothing I can do. David's coming. We got a lot of work to do.
You know, next time just let me know. I would offer to edit that last one. You know,
that wasn't the issue. That wasn't the issue. My issue is that I haven't put out a piece of content for Motorcycle MD besides Broken Moto stuff in like over 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I'm just so behind on everything that I would like to do.
Yeah.
The Broken Moto show is not an issue at all. It's definitely a highlight of this. So I enjoy editing it. But yeah, just crazy. So yeah, so from butane lighters to tearing down a wall to being behind at work. Let's talk about the beer fun.
Yeah. Dude, guess who bought us more beer?
Justo!
Dude,
I see his name
awesome.
right here.
Yeah, right at the top of the list.
We have us a solid fan.
Yeah. And then next up, Brett.
Thank you, Brett.
Dave C.
Chappelle, Dave C.
Christoph. And Paul A.
Guys.
Cheers. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys.
We drink good beer. Thank you so much. Really means a lot. Keeps the machine oiled.
That's right.
Machines. Hey guys, short rundown here. I have a 1977 Suzuki GS 750 early i4 the overhead cam 8 valve. Up to date on maintenance. So this is the doozy. No, it's not. I thought this was a long one. Never mind. Okay. Up to date on maintenance. So valves are within spec and clearance. Carbs have been vacuum synced, cleaned, and dialed in very well. New O-rings. Everything is in good working order with the carbs. Good compression. Idle set at 1200 RPM. The only thing left for me to do is to buy a Gunson color tune and final dial in the last 5% if I want. Have you ever used one of those, Matt?
No, I've wanted to try one, but
yeah, I haven't used one either. The bike runs absolutely great. At this point, I'm nitpicking it and trying to make it perfect. I'm having a light carb stumble at low RPM. Carb is a Mikuni VM26SS. So here's my scenario. Say in second gear, 25,000 to 3,000 RPM. Pretty slow rolling, really. Just leaving my private drive, I'll be cruising along slowly, and if I just punch it very quickly, it will fall flat on its face for a few seconds. If I quickly let off and then back on again, it will catch up with itself. Almost like it's like gagging it. I wonder if it has an accelerator pump. It only seems to be in that RPM range or close to it. Now, per forum recommendations, I have raised the needle clip one position from stock. I'll have my bike back together this weekend and see if that takes care of the low RPM stumble. If this does not take care of the issue, any other suggestions you guys have? All factory stock jetting, all stock airbox, and all stock 4x2 exhaust. I am to the point of narrowing down the little issues and small things. As far as performance goes, this is my last small issue to deal with. Any other suggestions? I have a good one, guys. Carry on. Y'all do great things. Carter, thanks for reaching out. Yes, what I was saying earlier is I'm wondering if that bike. I didn't look at this. I just now thought of it. But I'm wondering if it has an accelerator pump. It might not because it's a 77.
Yeah, so I looked. They are just mechanical round slides.
Okay, that's good to know. Good to know. Okay. So he's cruising, gags it, nothing, lets off, gags it again. And in that time period, it's allowed itself to either build up unburnt fuel inside the cylinder and then now rip. Like if he's just chopping the throttle off, and that's kind of confusing. But so I would look. It would have been cool to see some pictures of the spark plugs. for this issue. Second gear, slow rolling. I'm not sure if it's also happening when it's cold. That's one thing that I thought about when he was saying pretty slow rolling, just leaving my private drive. So he's just cruising, like just got on the bike, takes off from his house. And if it's cold outside, there could be a chance that these things are really, really cold-blooded and don't operate until they're at, full operating temperature. I don't know. This is just me thinking kind of outside the box. And I'm wondering if maybe the problem seems to go away as the bike gets hotter, or if after a long, like 25 to 30-minute drive, it's a non-issue. 25 to 3,000 RPM. I don't think we're dealing with like a worn jet needle yet at that RPM range.
Yes. So he doesn't mention like throttle position. It's just
right.
RPM
It's just RPM.
So that would have been helpful. So I mean, we can probably both agree that it's a lean bog, right?
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was also interested to know if this thing had points or not, but not that it would matter too much. It was just a curious question. So these are like the old 750 mechanical slide carbs.
Yeah, it's
okay.
They're like your CB 550 carbs, the round slides.
Yep.
Just a different style. I think this and the Kawasaki share similar style carbs. Hondas are a little different, but same mechanical stuff. Well, let me add a few things. I mean, I can make pretty much any bike bog if I wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so just having said that, are you looking to make this a problem? Because, I mean, I can get on any bike and go really slow and just go, and it'll bog. But, okay, just if it's not that, then I think it might just be a little lean, okay? So this thing has air screws, adjust the air screws, see where they're at, where they fall with the stock pilots. That air screw setting could tell us a few things. If you have to run those things in and you're under a turn, under 3/4 of a turn, larger pilots would help.
Yeah.
The needle clip will help as well, because that's the next circuit in line to add fuel. What else?
Yeah, I mean, you can say I'm not trying to be nitpicky, but I'm having a light carb stumble at low RPM. Pretty slow rolling, just leaving a private drive and cruising along slowly. And if I just punch it, it will fall flat on its face for a few seconds. So we're talking like, whoa, 1, 2, and all of a sudden it picks up back up, yeah. I think that's tunable.
Yeah.
Pictures of the carbs. I mean, pictures of the spark plugs. Put a fresh set of plugs in there. Make sure that they are the right plugs for the bike. Have you ever seen this when it was rich, Matt?
If I've had
I think it's harder for it to be rich than lean.
So usually when it's rich and you go to punch it, you're letting air in. It like responds better actually. Like, well, like for example, I was working on a bike that had a KZ1000. It has these style of carbs on.
Yeah.
And it had way too big of a pilot cruising at this 1/8 position throttle and about 2,500 RPM or whatever. It started sputtering. And I look back and it's just this way actually, but it was puffing black smoke.
Okay.
And the pilots were
really rich,
a couple sizes too large.
Yeah.
Because these carbs came off a different bike and, you know, whatever.
Would you suggest him putting just a little bit of choke on?
Yeah, you could apply some choke.
A little bit of choke, maybe not fully, because if you go fully, then you'll probably go over the handlebars.
Yeah, but you know, just crack that. I think this thing probably has enrichers on it.
Mm-hmm.
Crack those open. It'll add more fuel and see if your problem goes away. If it does, then you need more fuel.
Yeah.
And then look at your air screw settings.
Mm-hmm.
See where they fall. The air screw setting tells you whether your pilot's lean or rich.
Right.
Okay.
And you're kind of right on the end of that. You're right in that transition phase.
Yeah. And if that doesn't do it, I mean, yeah, definitely you can raise the needles, but that's kind of usually a little higher.
He tried that, I think.
Let's see. He's going to try it and he's going to have it back together this weekend.
Oh, that's right.
So
that could very well solve it.
Yeah, I mean, that will add fuel as well.
I'm sorry. I read it as though he already did it.
Oh. Yeah, it could be.
It's like a Band-Aid repair.
Yeah.
That's how I look at needle raises. You can't figure out the problem in the mid-range, just raise a needle.
Yeah, I mean, but why I said, are you trying to make this bike bog? Because like I on a lot of the 4-stroke dirt bikes, the FCR carbs with accelerator pumps, a bunch of guys are revving the snot out of them on stands. They're not even riding it. And they're like, oh, it's bogging. I'm like, well, go ride it. Does it bog?
Right.
You know, like revving it on a stand does nothing. It's meaningless.
Right.
So, or if you're trying to make it bog, is that really a problem? I mean, like, just don't do that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So try all those things. Let us know about the needle. It sounds like these type of answers or these type of help is hard because it sounds like everything is fine. But if everything was fine, then everything would be working correctly. So we can say that the carbs are not the problem, but yet they could be the problem. You know, like, yeah, the carbs are perfect. Everything's like great. Everything's new. Everything's perfect. But in reality, that's not necessarily the case because it's nothing to do with compression. We're not going to even go down that road. So
yeah, and you know, did he mention new carb parts and what brand? You know, no. I don't. You know, you never know. If you paid $20 for a carb rebuild kit, chances are it's not good quality.
Yeah,
and you don't know. You can't guarantee that that's a good part. Just saying.
So let us know, Carter. Let us know about what you find. We'd love to hear about it. And see if we were in the ballpark at all.
Yeah, and were you ever going to consider buying one of those color tunes? Just to try it?
I wasn't.
I was close, but I'm like, you know, I'm doing all right.
The guy I've done some collaborations with, Ant over at For the Bold.
Okay.
Who's also crushing it. Shout out to him. Does cafe builds and just crazy bike builds.
I've seen some of his videos.
Out of like a 5x5 garage, dude. He's like crushing it.
No kidding.
Dude, tiniest space ever. Man's got like 4 bikes in there.
Oh, 5x5, like 5 foot by 5.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, I thought
Tiny.
5 bay. I'm like, whoa.
No. 5 foot. It's a little bigger than that. But anyways, I think he used one. I think he might have a video on one.
Okay.
And I can't remember watching it. But I think it would be interesting to know about the color tune thing.
Yeah.
You should do it, Matt.
I got enough projects.
I'm tired of shooting. I just have to edit. That's all I have to do is edit.
Yeah.
I have lots of content to edit.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's move on. Question number 3. You want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. All right, let's see. Who's this from? This is from Kenneth. All right. Guys, I bought an 83 KZ 550 that was sitting in a barn for 20 years.
Oh, no.
The carbs were corroded solid and had everything frozen up. I took the carbs and completely cleaned them and got rid of all the corrosion, oxidation, and cleaned up all the jets mint, as well as all the little passages throughout the carbs. That with the battery and plugs and wires, and now the bike runs now, but I have a set of pods on it since the airbox was shattered already. I ordered jet drill bits to upsize the mains, but if I cover the pods in tape, it'll run decent, but has super laggy throttle response and won't rev out all the way. While I'm pulling the carbs off to upsize the jet, should I drill out the slide lift ports to help with the throttle response? Also, how much bigger should I go with the main jets due to the pods? Thanks for help and advice, Ken.
Oof.
All right, man. I never drilled jets, so I can't comment on that. I can't imagine that being very accurate.
Yeah.
I
mean, with code that large.
I mean, so like, I would drill jets if it was a last resort and larger ones weren't available or whatever. But dude, jets are $5 each. Just buy larger jets.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. What's his first question?
He's got a lot going on.
Yeah. So, okay. Assuming this thing's running awesome, but now you want to go to pods. What I found for an 80s bike.
Oh, he actually has another paragraph underneath his name.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Let me see that. Forgot to mention as well, the first test ride, the clutch didn't work at all, but riding in first gear and walking the throttle, I got it to break loose. Now, with lever slack, it slips when I get onto high gears. Thanks again.
Yeah. Okay.
All
That's
right. Well,
you were saying.
First off, you got to fix the clutch because you're never going to be able to tune carbs with a slipping clutch. So
replace the clutch.
Yeah. And if the clutch has been sitting for 20 years, there's probably rust on the plates. Just replace everything.
It's not even worth cleaning. Just replace the steel plates and the fiber plates together, and potentially the springs. I'm not sure how that clutch is built, but the springs that hold.
Yeah, definitely. And might as well get a new cable, and that thing will be like butter smooth, right?
Oh, yeah. Mint.
All right. So fix the clutch, back to the carbs. What I found for an 80s bike is you have to go up on the pilot jet, shim the needle or clip position, whatever this thing may have. And then on the mains with just pods, 2 to 4 sizes larger, maybe, depending on how this thing takes it.
I call it 18 to 20 over. That's what I say. So if you have a size jet that's 60, you're going to go to like a 78 or an 80.
Okay. So when I say 4 sizes, that's a 20. Because if it goes up in 5s, whatever. But yes.
Yeah, so we're saying the same exact thing.
Yeah.
You're going to fall somewhere between like 16 to 20 over.
Yeah.
That's typically where it falls. And we can't tell you the exact number because we don't know.
Right.
But wherever it's going to end up, hopefully your cylinders are good. No rings are stuck. We don't know all that. But when it comes to the pod filters, taping them, that doesn't help at all. If it were me and you're trying to restore the bike, then grab a stock airbox from somewhere. But you're gonna have to open those jets wide open. How much would you go in the idle jet, Matt?
So I would look at the fuel screws, what the fuel screws want. So let's say because that's the answer. Let's say you put the pods on and all of a sudden the things lean and you have to wing them out to 4 turns. Well, I'd go up like two sizes on the pilots. Retune. If your fuel screws are 3 and under, you're good. And that'll make it for awesome throttle response off the line. And then I think he had one more question, and I have a good blog post on that, how the fuel screw is related to the pilot jet. Okay. So we'll put the link for that. And then he says, should I drill out the slide lift ports? So I would not,
away from that.
I would not do that unless you somehow get a hold of a jet kit that tells you exactly what size to drill it, and it comes with the diaphragm spring, because that all works together.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I won't mess with that, because if you go too big and you got to go back, you're kind of screwed.
I mean, drilling into that part regardless, it sounds expensive. I mean, when it comes to like altering a part like that you cannot go back from, a jet size, I've drilled jets out all day long to get a tune.
Okay.
I didn't stay with that jet that I drilled, but I got to where I needed to be, and then I would trash it and then order the right one. Reason being, if my bike gets sold to some schnub in Wisconsin or Michigan, and Matt gets a hold of it, and now he's like, why the hell does this guy have a 25 main jet in this thing? And it's like really like a 2010 or a 210
Yeah.
because I punched it out so much. So
Yeah.
it's good to know what's in the bike. If you're like, man, I don't know where it's at now. I've drilled it out 10 times. But what was I saying?
Drilling out jets.
Yeah. If you're drilling out something that's permanent like that.
Oh, yeah, the slides. Yeah, going back to the
Yeah,
slides.
yeah,
I
the
even forgot.
slides. You drill something like that out, and then you're trying to tune it, and like you can't get it right. In the back of my mind, I'd be like, I bet it's that slide that I drilled.
Yeah.
It's got to be the slide, because everything else is like, I've done everything else.
Right.
And getting into situations like that with diagnosis is a bad place to be.
Dude,
Then you're buying parts.
Dude, those slides are like $100 each or whatever.
Easy.
Yeah, so you're talking a $400 oops.
Right.
You know, what do I do now? So, dude, just focus on the pilot jet, the needle clip or shimming, and the mains, which are all replaceable $5 items.
Yep. A great place to buy jets from individually or however. Matt, you probably use these guys as Jets R Us.
Yep.
I've done a lot of business with them. We'll put a link in the description for you.
Yes, sir. And they have a nice description, all the dimensions. You can find what jets you need. Yeah.
Beautiful. And they have tools there too. So.
Yep.
Question number 4. Hey, Matt and Cody, to come back to the question, if I found that problem that fixed my bike, I did. So this is a returning customer.
Okay.
Bike from Michael from the Netherlands. He had a Honda CB550F, 1976. Don't remember quite what this problem was.
Yeah, neither do I.
I feel like we had a lot of the 550s. It is actually kind of stupid. While writing the email, I figured that I actually hadn't really looked well at the air mixture screws on the carbs. I had just put the air screws at 1.5 out, so a turn and a half out, stock setting, but the manual also mentioned that the settings is 1.5 out plus or minus half turn. I started changing the air screws by small increments after turning the air screw out for about 1 3/4, 1.75 on carbs for 1, 2, 3, and about 1.6 out on carb 4. The color of the spark plugs was perfect. No fouling anymore. I guess it doesn't really matter if one carb has a small difference in the air mixture screw, but any ideas what could be the cause? Dude, don't even think about it anymore. It's not worth thinking about. Problem solved. If you're dealing with an increment like that, 1.6 on one and then 1.75 on the other,
it's like eighth turn.
Dude, that's nothing.
That's like margin of error right there. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
and that's like smaller than your plus or minus.
Yeah.
You know? So ride the bike, love it, go to the bar, hit up on cute girls or bring your wife or whatever. Enjoy the bike. You have dialed the bike in is what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. So one thing to learn, guys, he went pretty much a quarter turn out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the bike runs totally different. So, dude, you got,
especially on those old ones, man, because those air screws are like snubby, you know, like
really blunt. So
really blunt. That's the word.
It's a very
dramatic change,
coarse resolution, if you will.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So small, and I found with air screw adjustments, very sensitive.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not like, oh, half turn, and then all of a sudden you're there. You're like, and all of a sudden like it's there.
Yeah.
Where on fuel mix is like it's a lot more forgiving. I feel like
Yeah.
that's just me.
Fine resolution.
Yeah, fine resolution.
Yeah.
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 Cool, man.
All right. Did we make it under an hour on this one?
Dude, I think we are so damn close.
Felt short.
We might be. We might be.
Hilarious.
He actually added, I apologize for the bad email last time. Crying, laughing face. It was written in a hurry. Hope this one was a bit better. Really love the Broken Moto show. Keep it coming. Best, Michael. So thank you, Michael. And I don't remember, so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, guys, that was 4 questions. That's going to do it for episode 13. Yes. Thanks so much for the beers, guys. And Cody, what's the email where they can submit their questions?
The email to get in contact with us for your questions is askbrokenmoto@gmail.com. Send us your information. Videos are awesome. Pictures are great too. Pictures of your actual bike are also cool because we'll actually try to plug them in here so everyone can get a idea of what the heck we're looking at when we're talking about your bike. Anything you need to plug?
Nope.
You're going through a 2-stroke motor right now, aren't you?
I am. Yeah, it's in pieces. I already split the cases. I'm also doing a car engine under that bag there. It's just trying not to get dusty. You know.
You're going full bore, dude. Full bore.
Yeah, I got a lot going on, man.
A lot going on.
Yeah. So yeah, check out those 2 builds for sure.
Cool, dude. I have nothing going on.
Why not? You're busy burning drywall and 2x4s.
Right, I'm trying to figure out how to burn drywall still.
Oh man, hilarious.
No, I should have some. I actually have a video coming out. I guess this video will be shown a week from now, but I do have a video going out tomorrow. Oh, very short, dude. It's all I could squeak out. It was like 3 minutes, and I was like, no, and now it will go out. So all I could do.
Look forward to it, man.
Yeah, man. Cool, guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks. See ya.
Later.